Welcome to Brunswick Beat,
Brunswick County's only television news show, brought to you by the Brunswick Beacon. I'm Rachel Johnson.
And I'm Stacy Manning. Last week, another fatal wreck claimed the life of a Winnebago man. It is the 8th fatal wreck in 6 weeks on Brunswick County roads. Around 6:30 a.m. on Thursday, November 8th, James Corbett, 61 of Winnebago, was killed at the intersection of North Carolina 87 and Funston Road near Bolivia. Corbett was attempting to make a left turn across North Carolina 87 when he collided with another vehicle. The impact was on the driver's side of Corbett's vehicle, and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
Brunswick County School Board members voted November 8th to give employees a $750 holiday bonus before Thanksgiving. The bonus is timed to put the money in employees' hands for the Black Friday Christmas sales. The school board also voted to hire current Human Resources Director Deanne Meadows as Assistant Superintendent, replacing Bob Grimes, who will retire at the end of the year. The board also agreed to spend nearly $69,000 to buy 2 portable classrooms to ease overcrowding at North Brunswick High School.
Several local efforts are underway to aid residents in the north who have been affected by Hurricane Sandy. Calabash business partners Kathy Cody and Anna Arlington left for New Jersey this past Sunday with a rented truckload of items donated by local residents. Cody expressed gratitude for the donations. More details and information about how you can help are in this week's Beacon.
Remembering and celebrating the lives and memories of those who have died by homicide, domestic violence, and drunk driving will be the focus on Friday night. The 17th Annual Justice for Citizens Candlelight Service is at 7:30 p.m. Friday at First Baptist Church of Leland on Village Road. The event is open to anyone wanting to celebrate the lives of their loved ones who have been victims. This is the last year Bertie Frank and Justice for Citizens will host the event as she passes the torch to the District Attorney's Office and the Homicide Support Group. For more information on both groups, pick up this week's Beacon.
U.S. Representative Mike McIntyre has returned to Washington as canvassing of his recent election continues. The 7th District Democratic Congressman narrowly defeated Republican challenger David Rouzer in the November 6th election. Latest number shows McIntyre beating Rouzer with just 420 votes district-wide. McIntyre also narrowly lost the vote in Brunswick County. At last count, with 28,175 votes, or 49.96%, compared to Rouzer's 28,220, or 50.04% of votes. Both candidates are waiting for a final count of provisional and absentee ballots. Rouzer has not yet conceded defeat.
State and local law enforcement officers cited 729 motorists for driving while impaired during the Booze It and Lose It Halloween campaign, which ran October 26th through the 31st. In Brunswick County, 364 traffic and criminal violations and 35 DWI charges were issued during the 6-day campaign. Brunswick County issued the 3rd highest number of DUIs in the state, behind Mecklenburg and Wake counties, who each had 47.
The North Carolina Highway Patrol is working to spread the message of seatbelt safety, and so is the Beacon. Highway Patrol has issued 3,011 seatbelt tickets between New Hanover and Brunswick County so far this year. Last year, 66% of fatal wrecks in the 2 counties involved people who weren't wearing seatbelts. Troopers are aggressively enforcing the law and attempting to educate people in the hopes of decreasing fatalities. In 2012, there have been 37 fatal collisions that have killed 37 people in the district. The Beacon wants your help in spreading the word about buckling up. We are now accepting entries for a poster contest to design a logo for a seatbelt safety campaign. Look for details inside this week's paper.
November 11th was Veterans Day, and now November 11th through the 17th is Employ a Veteran Week. The Department of Commerce's Veterans Employment Agency hosts job fairs throughout the state, specifically for veterans. In Brunswick County, Chuck Spangler is promoting the transferable skills veterans possess and the tax benefits available to businesses through the Hire a Veteran Act.
And this week, November 11 through 17, is our state recognition of Hire a Veteran Week. This is a very special week for me. It is a week when we make an extra effort to keep in contact with our local employers and encourage veterans' employment. Also, I remind the employers of the valuable skills that our veterans have acquired while on periods of active duty and how these skills can be transferred over into the civilian workforce. For local employers that may be hearing this broadcast, you're very welcome to call me. Again, my name is Chuck Spangler. I'm with North Carolina Department of Commerce, Division of Workforce Solutions, and I would be more than happy to sit down with you and provide you with additional information. Also, if you have any job orders, we would be more than happy to place those job orders on our Job Connector system and assist you in hiring personnel, hopefully a U.S. military veteran.
Veterans Day was observed throughout the county Sunday. Several ceremonies took place in the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month. You'll find lots of photos and coverage of the annual tribute to our veterans in this week's issue of The Beacon.
This week, the Beacon is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a party, and you're invited. From 4 to 6 p.m. this Thursday, November 15th, you're invited to an open house at the Beacon office at 208 Smith Avenue in Charlotte, across the street from the post office. There will be a brief ceremony starting at 4:15, but visitors can stop by anytime between 4 and 6. There will be music provided by local bluegrass entertainers, as well as refreshments and cake. Attendees will have a chance to meet the Beacon staff, and former Beacon employees are encouraged to attend. Find all these stories and much more inside this week's Beacon, available on newsstands now. Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. Brunswick Beacon fishing columnist Jeffrey Weeks appealed to anyone with a rod and reel and enthusiasm for fishing. Weeks, who died November 9th at age 43, gained a large following with his Fishing Insider column, which he wrote for the Beacon for 8 years. He fished the Carolina coast for more than 35 years. In season, you could find him fishing out of Brunswick County and surrounding areas. If you were unable to reach him by phone, you probably could find him at Sunset Beach. Weeks wrote about every aspect of saltwater and freshwater fishing. Name a fish and he probably wrote about it, whether it was bluefish or redfish or black drum, whether it was pompano or spot, whether it was speckled trout or Spanish mackerel. Weeks was eager to advise fellow fishermen and his readers about which baits to use, about which lures to use, and that enthusiasm eventually compelled Weeks to write a book, Surf and Saltwater Fishing in the Carolinas, which was published last year. When Weeks put down his rod and reel, he put on his chef's hat. His recipes, which appeared occasionally at the end of his columns, may have been the first item of interest for many readers. Weeks also wrote about fishing issues, and when a benefit needed a helping hand, Weeks was there. He encouraged everyone to fish. He wrote this in his November 19, 2009 column, and it is as appropriate now as it was then. This is the time of year when a lot of folks stop fishing, but dedicated cold water anglers are just starting up. In fact, December always seems to be the month when I catch the most fish and enjoy fishing the most. West Brunswick alumni Nick Napolitano is one of 6 Wingate University football student athletes named to the 2012 Capital One Academic All-Super Region II team, selected by the College Sports Information Directors of America. Napolitano is a redshirt sophomore defensive lineman. He leads Wingate with 11.5 tackles for loss and 7.5 quarterback sacks. This season, Napolitano has made 49 tackles. He had 8 tackles September 1st in his first collegiate start against St. Augustine's. Terrell Stanley, the former South Brunswick Cougar star in both football and basketball, is making a name for himself at East Carolina University. Stanley is a nose guard and a defensive end for the Pirates. Find out more about Stanley's journey at ECU and read all these stories in the sports section of this week's Beacon.
I'm out at the Brunswick County Animal Shelter today with Janice Crane, one of the volunteers here in the kitty room, and she has a great new friend. Who is this friend today, Janice?
This is Batman.
He is a sweet, sweet tuxedo kitty boy. Very loving. He's just content just to be petted, and he wanted to wander around here a little bit earlier, but we've got little kittens running around, so we were afraid to do that. But he's a good boy. What can you tell us about him, Janice? Is he full grown?
He is full grown. I think he's about 2 years old. Loves to have his ears scratched, loves attention. Really, really nice boy.
Got pretty green eyes, and he's just here waiting for somebody to come and adopt him into their forever home for him. He's a very great cat and would make a great pet, and there's plenty of other kitties and dogs here available for adoption, and they're open to the public for visitation for 6 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays. So come on out here to the shelter on Green Swamp Road, and they would love to see you. And thank you, Janice.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Batman.
Hurricane Sandy may have delayed this year's Festival by the Sea, but she didn't bring it down. Postponed plans are rescheduled this weekend for Holden Beach's annual fall celebration. Activities are planned Saturday and Sunday, November 17th and 18th on the island next to the Holden Beach Bridge. It kicks off with a parade at 10 a.m. Saturday down the Holden Beach Causeway. People are invited to decorate golf carts and ride in the parade. Registration should be done by Thursday via the website hbmerch.com. Festival hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, with more than 100 arts and crafts and food vendors, as well as a kids area and a lineup of onstage entertainment. Admission and parking are free.
The Ballet Opera Alliance is presenting its second annual performance of the Nutcracker Ballet at 6 p.m. this Saturday and 3 p.m. Sunday in Odell Williamson Auditorium at Brunswick Community College. Tickets are $18 per adult and $12 for seniors and children. Call the box office at 755-7416 for ticket information.
The West Brunswick High School Vocal Music Department will present its annual Relay for Life talent show at 7 p.m. Monday, November 19th at Odell Williamson Auditorium at Brunswick Community College. The onstage lineup includes Brunswick County Board of Education member Catherine Cook as well as teachers. All tickets are $5 and will only be sold at the door Monday night. In addition to faculty, staff, and schools district-wide, students will present their talents as well. The public is invited to come and support the schools and help raise funds and awareness for Brunswick County Relay for Life.
Stage Struck Players, the youth division of Brunswick Little Theater, is presenting its second and final weekend of Dorothy Meets Alice. The production is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday and 3 p.m. on Sunday at Playhouse 211. Ticket prices are $17 for adults, $12 for students, and $6 for children ages 12 and younger. Call the theater for reservations as seats are limited. For tickets and directions to the theater, go to playhouse211.com.
That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. If you have comments or suggestions for us at Brunswick Beat, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com. Don't forget to follow the Beacon on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Brunswick Beacon.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a brand new edition of Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only television news show. We close out this week's show with more images from the Brunswick Beacon's Holiday Happenings Christmas show.